So it's my pleasure to introduce to you the man who's running for leader to lead this party once again back to power, hopefully in 2019. Maxime will make that definite in his speech and as we go forward. But not only as the leader of our party, but I want to introduce to you the next Prime Minister of Canada, the Honorable Maxime Bernier.
Merci beaucoup. Merci, thank you. So, it's a good afternoon. I'm very, very pleased to be with you this afternoon and speak about what we believe. And I can see the word freedom, and for us, it is not a slogan, it is something of value that we believe in, and we will work together to be sure that we have less government and more freedom in Canada. And I'm here to talk to you about small government, about personal responsibility, and yes, about freedom. I'm here to tell you, don't be forced into accepting big government. And I like to quote a politician that I like, Ronald Reagan. And Reagan once said, the problem with liberals is not that they are ignorant, it is that they know so many facts that just are not so. On campuses all across the country, you are facing social pressures to accept facts that are not real facts at all. One of these so-called facts is that the bigger government is, the more fair it is to its citizens. The truth, we all know the truth, is that the bigger the government is, the more unfair it will be. And that's why we fight for a limited government in Ottawa. And this principle of fairness is at the core of my campaign. And for me, it is not fair that the Liberal government takes your money and gives it to big corporations like Bombardier and GM in the form of subsidies. So, it is why I will end corporate welfare. It is not fair also that the Trudeau's government takes your money and then taxes your savings. And it is why I will end capital gains taxes. It is not fair. It is not fair that the government protects a socialist cartel made up with wealthy lobbyists, charging you twice the market price for basic food like eggs, milk, and chicken. It is why we will end supply management. So today, I want to talk about you, like Alex just did, about also your future. Because it is not fair that today, the Liberal government is spending tomorrow's money. It is not fair that we will all have to pay higher taxes in the future because the Liberal government cannot manage the budget today. So let me talk about a different future, one that is defined by the principles of freedom, responsibility, and fairness. Freedom is the fundamental conservative value that draws us together here today. And freedom is nothing less than the foundation of our civilization. Only, yes, only in free societies is there human dignity and equality of rights, social tolerance, and cultural diversity, scientific advancement, and economic prosperity. What made our country a prosperous country and a great place to live is because we have been, for a century and a half, one of the freest societies in the world. And let me tell you, contrary to the popular opinion sometime on campus, freedom is nothing to fear. And let me tell you something that to me it is very important. Something that is absolutely terrifying for me. Why? What? Under the Liberals government, the government will never stop growing. Today, almost half of all economic activity is controlled by the state. Most of you have probably a part-time job. You see how much the government takes from your paycheck. But wait until you graduate and get a full-time job. Half of your salary will disappear in taxes. Income taxes, sale taxes, property taxes, carbon taxes, but not under Bernier. We won't have a carbon tax. There's also sin taxes, hidden taxes, surtax, tax on tax, and all kinds of tax. You are going to work almost 6 months every year to fund spending by federal, provincial, and municipal government. But we live in an era of unprecedented wealth and of incredible technological feats. And also, we live longer than any previous generation, thanks to the free markets and the rule of law. But yet, many of your fellow students see unfairness everywhere. They think the 1% have it too good at the expense of the poor and the middle class. They resent the power of big business. I believe they have a point, but they are wrong when they blame the rich and capitalism. The real culprit here is big, fat government. Justin Trudeau's irresponsible government is planning to increase Canada's national debt by $110 billion over the next 5 years to pay for new spending, because it wants to please everyone, to answer the demand of every special interest group, and to solve every problem. The government is spending so much money that in August, 38,000 self-employed people went out of business. The government is spending so much money that there were 48,000 less jobs for youth this year compared to last year. Who pays for government spending? You do, and your parents do also. Who pays for deficit spending? You do, and it is bad to admit, but your children will. So it is why we must work right now for our future, because already 10% of government revenues goes to paying the interest of our debt. That 10 cents on every dollar paid by Canadian taxpayers. And actually, the annual interest on our national debt is equivalent to the entire budget of the Ministry of National Defense. The liberal, irresponsible spending is not fair. And I want to make sure that your future is not burdened with all that debt. And I was the first one declared candidate for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada to sign the Future Generations Protection Pledge, promoted by the group, and I think that you must know that group, Generations Group. This is a group of courageous young people who are fighting for change. And in this pledge, I committed to present a balanced budget to the House of Commons within 24 months after taking office. This means stopping the federal debt clock. After the budget is balanced, I'm committed to running only balanced budget at all times outside war or special natural disaster. And finally, I pledge to put into law a repayment schedule for all the debt from previous governments. We all know the solution that the Liberals they're having to kickstart the economy, like they like to say. For them to boost economic growth, it is very simple. And they think that if they borrow more money and spend our money, they will be able to kickstart the economy. But that it is based on an old Keynesian theory that has never worked or never succeeded. And I remember in different countries, like in Japan, they tried that a couple of decades ago, and they were not successful. They spent more than $6 trillion to kickstart the economy. And what they have right now? A huge debt. Why it is not working? Because according to this view, if consumers don't spend enough and businesses don't invest enough, then the government should do it for them. I don't buy this solution. We cannot spend our way on borrowed money. This is irresponsible. And we must ask us only one question. Where does the money the government spends come from? It is not falling from the sky. So a government cannot grow the economy by taking money out of the economy. Every time the government takes an additional dollar out of someone's pocket or borrows it from someone, that's a dollar that person cannot spend or invest. Government borrowing and spending goes up, private borrowing and spending goes down. There is no wealth creation. It is like taking a bucket of water in the deep end of a swimming pool and emptying it in the shallow end. Nothing happens. I don't believe our economy has slowed down because governments are not spending enough of our money or digging us deep enough into debt. More government borrowing and spending won't stimulate the economy and bring us prosperity. To the contrary, it will act as a sedative to the economy. Because we know that prosperity does not come from government spending, but rather from entrepreneurs investing. Big government is fundamentally, irrevocably unfair. A bigger government means a government that taxes more, spend more, get deeper into debt, and also regulates more. It's a government that forces consumers to pay more for goods and services by protecting industries from competition and creating barriers to trade. Is that fair? No. No, it is not fair. It's a government that forces citizens to be content with inefficient government services and prevent private alternatives to emerge, and that's not fair also. A big government, it's a government that crushes private initiative and the dreams of young entrepreneurs with high taxes and red tape. This is not fair. The more a government pretends to solve problems, the more injustice, inequality, and unfairness it creates. Defenders of big governments keep saying that we need more government programs, we need more government spending to help the poor because they are being unfairly treated by a free economy with the free markets. They are completely misguided. Big government also creates poverty traps and treats the poor in a paternalistic way instead of responsible citizens. That's not fair. Fairness means that everyone has a chance to succeed. And as conservatives, we don't believe that government intervention is the solution for every problem. And for us, government should set up and enforce the basic rules of life in society, and then leave us alone. Government should not intervene to solve each and every problem on the road to a utopian and unrealistic vision of society. We want smaller government because we support individual freedom and personal responsibility. We have faith in people. We have faith that you have the ability, the dignity, and the right to make your own decisions and determine your own destiny. We should proudly, yes, proudly claim the moral high ground when offering this vision of a more equitable society. And never let anyone tell you that conservatives don't care about fairness. Our small government principles and policies are the only way to guarantee equal rights and opportunities for all. And there are only one way to offer a fair deal to all sectors of the economy, to all regions of this country, to all Canadians. It is with a limited government in Ottawa and more freedom. Somebody, and I think you know that, somebody and some people like to call me Mad Max. You know, like in the movie, they may believe it's an insult. But let me tell you something. It is true. I'm mad. I'm mad about government ways. I'm mad about government borrowing money on your backs to give that to big corporations. And yes, I'm mad that the Liberals are running our country's finances and our country's future into the ground. And yes, I'm mad that the Liberal government shrinks our paychecks with high taxes and takes away our freedom. And yes, I'm mad about the federal government constantly meddling in provincial jurisdictions. And yes, I'm mad at politicians. And I think also you're mad at politicians who promise anything to be elected. So, yes, you can call me Mad Max. You have to be a little bit mad when you want to change things. And today, I'm asking you to be mad also, like me. To be mad and to take your own futures in your hands. In the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role. Now is that time. Freedom must be defended from the government that wants to take it away from us. We will defend freedom together. Thank you.
Well, I wasn't going to call you Mad Max, but now I will. I was a little scared to before. So obviously you can see why those of us who have joined Max's campaign are supporting him. The passion for freedom and personal responsibility, the passion for his country, and the principle that Maxime Bernier brings. So I said I was going to say a few words later on, but just before that, I want to say to you guys, after this, we'd like everyone to come up on stage. We're going to do a photo, and then we've got a little booth over there that Maxime's going to stand patiently for a very long time, so all of us can get photos with him. But before we say that, there's a lot of people who run for office, and they talk about a lot of different things. And they court this group and that group, and they think if you're from one background or another, I can get them on side. And there's one thing I've noticed in every single Maxime Bernier rally, every time he does an event, is there is no demographic that is a Maxime Bernier demographic, because they all are. Those who believe in freedom support Maxime Bernier as Prime Minister of Canada. And it's very, very important. Before I made a mistake earlier on, and before I also wanted to thank the Anatolia Islamic Center, am I correct? Yes, for coming out and bringing so many people. You guys rock. Definitely people who understand freedom. So thank you for coming out as well. I was in Turkey 3.5 years ago, and it's a really, really cool place, just for the record. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do for Maxim and I. This is not about a rally. It's not about any single thing. But you have the chance, and we would like you to take that opportunity to leave here today and talk to 10 friends, talk to 10 family members about supporting Maxime Bernier as well. It's very important because we can go into packed rooms all over the country and without people signing up and selling memberships and getting involved, it means nothing. So before you leave, if you could definitely talk to us if you're interested in helping out. We'd love to have you on board. I'll certainly work with you through it as well. And it's a very, very starter level to start changing your country and putting it where it needs to be and on the tracks it needs to be. So if I could ask everyone to come join us on stage, we're going to do some photos, and then we've got pizza being brought into the room right now. It's very cool. Pie Pizza started in Barrie, but they have one in Vaughan here too. So your pizza didn't travel an hour. And as soon as we're done the photos, we can join some time together. Thanks, guys.